Alright, the engine is all totally back together now. You can see the headers down here. And it actually seems to run very, very quiet. If you look back there, you can see the red hose coming off of the head adapter for cooling the back of the heads, cylinders 4 and 8. And you look down here, you can see the right side headers are there too. Everything's looking really good. Stainless steel, that should last for several years. So here's how we've got this routed. We got the 3/4 inch coming up off of the intake manifold. And then you see there is my stainless steel adapter to press down on the other side of the crossover tube, because Ford screwed up. They put a bolt there and a bolt back here, you see it just below the fuel injector. So you've got this about a 5-inch gap where there's no bolt, and so it tends to leak on the inside between the first cylinder intake and the crossover tube, and that stainless steel bar presses down and keeps the pressure on there. But then also you look back here, you see there's the you look way back there, you can see the T for the where the left and right head adapters meet, and that comes up to this key, and going to the left, branching off, is the hose that goes to the coolant return line. The tube at the back of the engine. Signs of any drips or anything coming out. No indication of compression leakage. The compression numbers went up quite a bit. I had some 185s and 195s, and after the Cometic head gasket, everything is above 200. The minimum being 200, and most of them being 205 to 215, and there's one at 220. So the compression went up, and it's probably about 10.5 to 1 now. Power seems to have gone up quite a bit. I drive the thing, and it just runs beautifully with the ported exhaust and the headers. And then this little thing here is a pressure gauge showing the coolant pressure. So right now it's sitting at just a couple pounds, but you rev up and you're going to have pressure in your system, and so I wanted to see what the system pressure was. So I still need to hook up my econo gauge. That'll be a fun one to do. Hopefully that will educate my driving skills to keep it in the green zone and get maximum mileage. engine is running just beautifully. I've had the code reader on it, diagnostic tool, and all the numbers seem to be just fine. There's no errors, codes, nothing. Everything is running beautifully. The temperature, I have a 180 degree thermostat in it, and right now the engine is running between 172 and 174. And when we were coming back home, while the engine was in dire straits, leaking oil and coolant and compression going into the water jacket, we still seemed to manage about 176, and when I started going above 180, I knew that I was getting low on coolant, so I would stop and add coolant, and just to make sure that we got home safely. The truck was running good because I had fixed everything on the road except for the head gaskets. So now the new head gaskets, these are about half the thickness of the Fel-Pro head gaskets that came with the rebuild, and so they mathematically it works out to 2 cc's per valve chamber less than what it was before, which was just enough to raise the compression, everything up into the 200 to 220 pound range. And I'm getting no knocks, no indication of anything bad. I am running premium fuel currently. And so if you look down here, you can see my 3-inch intake, 3.5-inch intake, pardon me. And so that is up from 2.5 before. So now I've got a good cold air intake going through just the stock Ford filter. So everything is just looking great. You can hear the engine running here. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, beautiful sound. The idle is rock solid. And you can see here the coolant is up to where it should be. You see it wobbling there. So that line is right on the cold level. And what else have I done? I replaced, if you look down there, you can see a new transmission line right there. Actually, it's this one, the one to the right. I replaced that because the old one had a twist in it. If I can find it, let me see. Oh, I don't know where it is. It's hiding there somewhere, but somehow that coolant line got a twist in it. So yeah, you can hear it, nice running engine. Everything is working just the way it's supposed to be. We've got the new Melling 176 high volume oil pump is in there. New Melling timing chain guides and tensioners. the Cometic head gaskets, the Gibson headers, the MMR Racing coolant adapters for the rear of the heads, the larger air intake, 3.5 inch instead of 2.5. And then I've also sealed the top of the radiator here. I just put some 1/2 inch pipe foam in there, and that is preventing air from coming in around the radiator. So all the air is coming through the front of the radiator now. There's no leaks, gaps around it. Let's hear this rev up one more time before I pack it up. Gotta find my wire. Oh yes, and then my all-important coolant adapter so that the right front won't leak on me. And as you can see, there is no wetness down there right now. No wetness on this side. Down there. No wetness on the left side. Gotta be careful not to get hit by the fan. And no wetness down here either. Working just excellent. Here is my wire going to the truck camper, the DC-DC converter. So I have a Del clip screwed down into the top of the thermostat, and then it goes over there to a large 50 amp fuse, I believe it is. So the next project is going to be installing the new 3-leaf front springs. So that will be tomorrow's project. And after that, new tires and alignment. Then we'll be roadworthy again. See, there's the headers in through there. Down here, this circle return, that is a choke point, and that is what's going to be replaced with my Y pipe kit. Gets rid of 2 exhaust pipe reductions in there, about 1.5 inches inside. So you get rid of those, it creates a straight line instead of a 180-degree curve, and it's supposed to be one of the best performance conversions you can do on one of these 5.4 liter F-250s. Okay, so that takes care of that. What is it? Yeah, so those are the 2 other projects coming up, the Y pipe and the 3-leaf front springs. Okay, signing out.